Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. Edutaining, Masters of Evil, Part 4, guaranteed. This is going to be a banger, figuratively and literally. Why is it so important that you know about the Masters of Evil? Well, because the Thunderbolts are the Masters of Evil. At least in the 616. Somebody decides to get smart, and that somebody is Baron Zemo. No, not Heinrich, who we saw in earlier videos, who ended up killing himself in a rock slide for more intent and purpose. Or did Captain America kill him? Neither here nor there. Anyway, the son of that Baron Zemo is a lot better strategizer than his old man. And I'm telling you, if you do not know the story of the Masters of Evil, Baron Zemo, Helmut Zemo version, woohoo, Helmut Zemo did the damn thing. I'm going to tell y'all about it. But before we get off into it, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging, what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the page. Masters of Evil, most masterful Masters of Evil to date, coming at you. Nah. This here is the Masters of Evil that set this whole plan into motion. Masters of Evil 273. Now, prior to this issue, there was a lot of gathering of supervillains. They were running into a lot of different supervillains, and these supervillains were getting together and were being sprung from jail by other supervillains or custody from other supervillains. And it's like, why are you getting me? And what do y'all need me for? And it's like, just shut up and come on. This is the issue that you find out what was going on with the shut up and come on. All these people are on a table. Hercules said, he ain't the Prince of Power for nothing. Hercules liked to party. The table broke. So Hercules is at a bar talking to this dude right here. And he's drinking. And he's talking to him. And he's like, hey, what's going on? What? You Avenger, right? Ain't your Avenger buddy tough too? And he talks about Captain America, how Captain America's my boy. And then he talks about Captain Marvel. Look, it's Monica Rambeau. She's an Avenger at this time too. And the Black Knight with his ebony blade that cuts through just about anything. And Namor. Namor is a member of the Avengers at this time. But he had to leave for a little while. See, Hercules don't need to drink. He's giving out way too much strategic information about the Avengers in a bar. See? And you let the dude get you all pissed off. And then he turns around and tosses this dude out of a window. And now the dude's getting ready to get ran over. Avengers got a lawsuit coming. No, they don't. Hercules is going to make it. Ta-da! He saves the guy. And he picks the guy up. You okay? You okay? And he's like, you know what? He's probably going to give the Tony Stark excuse. Yep, you have but to tender a bill to Avengers Mansion, and all will be made good. And this guy, who he saved, turns out to be the Wrecker. He's doing surveillance on the Avengers, and Hercules has given him a grip. And here we see Helmut Zemo, just like Egghead before him, making Moonstone is one of his lieutenants because, of course, she's a doctor, so she's smart enough. She's questioning his power, and he's needing a X factor to keep her from just taking over the Masters of Evil on her own. And he's got it in the form of light. But we'll get back to that in a moment. Here is Captain Marvel just zooming around, marveling at the fact that she's this being now, and she's using her energy fluctuations to do stuff. You know, see, look at her go. And back to the Earth. I'm gonna stop in Paris for some crepes. And of course, being from New Orleans, it is not too far of a stretch to say Monica Rambeau can speak French. And she about to eat. I need to do this more often. I'm surprised she ain't doing it with her soul glow fro. Blackout. And she wants to have control of Blackout, but Zemo has other plans. Dark Force. Dark Force. And he's like, wow, she got control of him. I got to get control of him. Meanwhile, Zemo has Mr. Hyde and Pile Driver from the Wrecking Crew. You mean Zemo has the Wrecking Crew, Mr. Hyde, and Moonstone on his squad? And I thought I caught Yellow Jacket in the van making the report. Boy. She steps up and tries to separate things. And he's going off. But then Zemo calms him down like that. Wow, she don't know what's up. And Zemo's like, get back in there with Blackout. And he's like, woo, good thing I had this palm injector. Who has a palm injector? That's a very, I guess, to be slick and do villain stuff. But let's get to what the Masters of Evil did in this comic book that's so epic. This is your current assemblage of the Masters of Evil. With his back to us is the Fixer. Then you got Blackout. You got Mr. Hyde. You got Titania and the Absorbing Man, Moonstone, Yellow Jacket, Tiger Shark, the Wrecking Crew, and Goliath. That is a squad. You have power, pure power. You know what I'm saying? Any one of these cats is enough to give one Avenger a very hard time. But you putting them all together, you got a death squad. And he wants the Avengers beaten and humiliated. And this is what he's telling them. Their ranks constantly change, yet they remain unbeatable. How do they do it? With unity. See, he's inspiring the villains to rally around him. And did they say, yep, eventually after we beat the crap out of the Avengers, the Fantastic Four are next. And he's like, are y'all with me? And she's like, What's to stop us from choosing our own leader? But see, Zemo done did some slick villain stuff and got a thing in his headpiece that allows him to control Blackout. Boom. Blackout got you wrapped up, girl. You better act like you know I'm Baron Zemo. I scheme, I plan, I get it done, baby. And she's like, all right. And he's letting her know, okay, Captain America killed my daddy, and I want vengeance for Captain America killing my daddy. We may need her. Let her go. I want some. Yeah, let's do it. And so they go and they do it. That is the front door. That is the front door of Avengers Mansion. Look at them go. They got their little stunulators coming out. But yeah, it ain't enough. It's too many bad guys. Way too many bad guys. Look at it, like there's at least 2 dozen detention coils framing the doors. And he said 12 for you and 12 for me. That's some villain shit. And bulldozer straight through the door. They are going in, bruh. Look at that. They handling their business. And he's doing his thing from up above, giving out orders and regulating and making stuff happen. Zemo is a good leader for the Masters of Evil. Helmut Zemo. And he's got Fixer coordinating stuff. Yep. They coming to get Jarvis. Oh shit. And here comes Zemo. They got everything they need. Got control of Avengers Mansion. In this comic book, let's just get to the highlight because there's a lot of stuff going on. He finds Yellow Jacket in there. He's ambushed by Mr. Hyde, who's all too happy to bust through the wall and bust his butt like he was going to kill him. They're like, hold up, bro. We need him alive. We got his sword. And that's the Black Knight. Oh, Monica Rambeau is getting the call from the Wasp. Really? She pulls out her Captain Marvel uniform, shows up to Avengers Mansion in the speed of light to find Jarvis and Dane captured. And she's got to get the heck out of there because this looks like a trap. You're right. Into the dark force you go, sis. Told y'all in an earlier video, man. Dark Force is like Captain Marvel's kryptonite. Monica Rambeau gets done by Dark Force. And she still can't get through it with the neutrino transformation. And there goes the Golden Avenger, as they called her back then. Excellent job, Blackout. Cap goes to see the Wasp. And he's like, why are you calling us up and saying show up at some places? And Cap in his own comic book got ambushed by somebody else, like by, I think it was the Trapster. And lets her know we walking into a trap. And she finds, oh my goodness, the whole place is overrun. So I got to get the heck out of here. I ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Through the ventilation duct. Jarvis and Dane. We already know. But here come Hercules after a night of partying and carousing with Tanya Seeley, who is the Black Mamba, who is a member of the Serpent Society, rumored to be coming to the big screen. And Wasp was trying to get him, chill out, bro, singing them old Greek songs, and come here. He's drunk. So gods can get drunk, at least Olympian ones. Here's your old buddy Steve. Your old buddy Steve's trying to get you to come over here to his van. Check out my new van. And he's like, ooh, he smells like a distillery. And he's letting him know, bruh, it's us. It's a trap. We didn't want you to walk through the front door. But he's a god. And he's a drunk god. And he's a god who don't want to take no orders from a woman. And so he's like, I ain't gonna do it. And he's going to kick butt. And he busts through the door. Why don't you just walk through the door, man? He's drunk. Okay. And the first person he sees is Tiger Shark. And Tiger Shark said, Namor ain't here, but you'll do. Knocks the shit out of Hercules. And they fighting. And Zemo's like, what? And there's Avengers outside. We got to go back him up. And Zemo remains calm under pressure. This is the moment. He wants Cap. That's what he came here for. And here comes Cap and the Wasp. And catches them with their own defenses. Wow. Wasp is able to get loose. But Cap ain't so lucky. And Zemo has what he came there for. The entire building is encased in dark force now. So ain't nobody getting in no time soon. Meanwhile, inside, Hercules is finishing up Tiger Shark. But here comes Mr. Hyde, somebody who is strong enough to contend with Hercules. And does. And the wrecking crew is joining in on the fun. But even a drunk Hercules is never a helpless Hercules. So it's going to take a little more than what they got right there. And Hercules is like, y'all want it with the big H? Let's go, baby. Unfortunately, it's Goliath. And Goliath is getting ready to pull a movie Hulk on him, like how Hulk did Loki. Slap him around, slam him around, smack him down, and that should be it. And lets all of these cats have it. And have him, they do. Wasp still trying to get out of the dark force or get into the dark force. But then they've got Cap, kick Cap in the face. Cap's bleeding. I got your shield, punk. And out of the dark force comes Hercules, beat to death nearly. And there's no pulse. Even a god can die. Here's the god dying. Hercules in an emergency room, and they can't get needles in his skin because it's tougher than leather. And here's Ant-Man coming to hang out. Nope, not Pym. This here's Scott Lang. See. And so she feels responsible for Hercules' death, or potential almost death. The Absorbing Man and Titania are going to go and try to finish Hercules in the hospital. Meanwhile, Captain Marvel is trying to find her way out of the Dark Force dimension. She's panicking too and mad. Wasp feeling bad because Hercules is in the sorry state he's in. Oh, but he's not dead. And she needs a doctor. But what she gets is Titania and the Absorbing Man, causing havoc at a hospital. Dastardly, you bastards. Cops doing what they do and being ineffective. Wow. Into the hospital we go. We're going to kill Hercules. We're from the Masters of Evil. Letting them know. We here to make sure Avengers are dead. And rocks are flying. Problems are ensuing. Ha, 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 ha. They're reporting about it on the news. Picture him and Bucky. This is how he's torturing him. I'm tearing it up. And talking trash to him. And there's his old shield. Not as strong as his original shield. And lets Mr. Hyde crumple it up. He said, I'm going to remember this, nigga. I killed your daddy. I probably kill you too. And he's like, all right, Hyde, do what you need to do, man. Beat this fool. Uh-oh. Come here, little man. Oh. Crack. He's breaking bones. Oh, Jarvis is screaming like a girl. Torture, torture, torture. And Black Knight needs his sword. Meanwhile, back at the hospital, Ant-Man and Wasp, are trying to stop the Absorbing Man and Titania. What? Absorbing Man gets some Wasp to the eye. And that makes him turn back human, and he's just in time to catch a little shot from Ant-Man. For real, I guess it is that easy. But then y'all got Titania. Oh, better shrink. And she runs into a wall, but that is going to take more than that to stop Titania, right? But Crusher's like, bruh, let me get some of this electricity going, and y'all about to have a whole problem. Meanwhile, she's coming to get Hercules and finish that job. But she's like, nope. Ant-Man's like, nope, not while I'm around. There are ants on her, and she's freaking out. She can lift 85 tons, and she's freaking out over ants. But Crusher like, let me touch this alcohol, and I jump on you and be alcohol. And while he's getting up to turn back, Wasp and Ant-Man hit him at the same time. And now she's like, oh, I'm about to kill you for what you did to my man. But nope. He throws a canister of his shrink gas on her. She shrinks, gets blasted, and she got blown through a wall. Meanwhile, Crusher's like, let me absorb this Hercules power. But she comes back in time to stop him. What a double stinger shot to the ears. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Ant-Man and the Wasp defeated Titania and the Absorbing Man. Quiet as kept. Spider-Man did it in his own comic book. Kind of makes him sort of lackluster, huh? But now, the Avengers are about to avenge. Look at this big avenging issue. Hercules is safe, who's still in the Dark Force dimension. And Dark Force is an energy that is wielded by certain beings, right? Blackout wields it. And she sees light. She saw light last issue, and it turned out to be a hoax. But she goes towards this one again. And meanwhile, in California, there's a dude called the Shroud. And one of the powers he has is Dark Force. But he uses it to create darkness. And out of his darkness burst light. That's weird. but it's enough of a distraction for him to knock that cat out. And here's Captain Marvel. Her and Shroud have actually met. That's what the asterisk is down in the lower left-hand corner, reminding us of. Explaining the story, she ain't got time to hang out with this cat in San Francisco. And here we meet Dr. Druid, who's like, the Avengers are connected to what's going on. And I'm getting ready to go be an Avenger. The most a-hole adventure ever. Look how he's treating his workers, man. He's old. Anyway. Ant-Man and Wasp are out on site, and they're waiting for Captain Marvel. She's back. And here comes Thor. That right there is enough to get started. He done beat the shit out of Jarvis, so now he wants some hero beatdown. The lights are out. How'd that happen? The Black Knight's sword is missing. Remember, he's got the ability to call his sword to him. It's magical. No matter where he is or what's going on, he can call the ebony blade to him. And which is precisely what he did. Now to see if he can get the cat. And he does. And in the dark, they're punching high, punching high, punching high, punching high with regular punches. And tripping him. And he runs into a machine. And he's ready to fight. And he's going on. And Captain Marvel shows up. And Wasp shows up. And blasts him in the face. And he's going to try to kill her because he's stumbling around and runs into Thor. And they got to help Jarvis. And there's Yellow Jacket. She's hiding. Turns out Yellow Jacket doesn't really have a heart for evil. And she's just like, I'm finna leave. And they got to get out of there. See, Zemo, like in true villain fashion, F y'all, I'm out. And here comes Dr. Druid. And a-hole Dr. Druid is going to play a crucial role. The master of the unknown contacts Blackout through the Dark Force. Still fawning over Jarvis. But they ready to fight because they pissed off about what happened to Jarvis and how they all up in their spot. And here's Captain Marvel doing recon. See how useful she is? Because there's an ambush waiting around the corner. And Cap is ready. Miss me. And you didn't see Thor coming. And rather than going into a fight with him, Thor simply removes the enchantment that gives them their powers. Yay, good for you thinking, Thor. 4 with 1 shot. However, though, is Goliath. And Goliath is like, I'm getting ready to do to you what I did to your boy Hercules. And he's literally trying to do it. And he's like, when I'm done with you, let's see how tough you are without that shield. Does Cap look scared to y'all, or is it just me? Nah, that's Cap concerned about Thor, right? And here comes Dr. Druid to the rescue. Uh-oh, it's Captain Marvel. Oh, Moonstone looks scared. I'm going to push Black out into you. And then I'm going to run. And she's like, I'm going to karate chop this fool. And then I'm going to come get you. And she's like, oh, snap. She's like, Speed, I can't beat her. And she's like, girl, you got a whole lot to answer for. And she flies into the side of a mountain and breaks her neck. Meanwhile, Zemo like, we bouncing. Gets outside, sees Druid, shoots his ass. I wish he would have, well, let me shut up. I ain't gonna say that. But he's waking him up and telling him, well, before we get to what he tells him, here's Moonstone. Like I told you, you may have broken your neck. And she's snitching like mugs usually do. And Zemo's telling him to put stuff in the Dark Force dimension. And he's thinking about it. And we have reached the ultimate in this saga. Just like it sounds like. Final battle. And here's Goliath having his way with Thor. Until Thor hits his finger with Mjolnir. And is like, bruh, I done took down giants. Let's go. And here's the Wrecker against Captain America and doesn't have the superior skill. Meanwhile, Thor is handling Goliath. Watch out, y'all. It's a lot of Goliath to go around. Thor is doing his thing. Out straight to the grill. He's like, y'all go ahead. I'm going to take care of this dude. Cap in the Wrecker. He faints to the left. And down he goes. But he's back up. Oh, that's right. All of the power originally was in the Wrecker. And he shared his power with the Wrecking Crew. Got it. Okay. So he still has the power. He's going to send the whole mansion into the Dark Force dimension. And there is Dr. Druid using his mental influence to try to prevent it. And so he's saying, no, I won't do it. He's telling him, get up off me. And he's trying to exhibit that power and trying to take control. See, when you get too greedy, he should have just got in the ship and left. Cap, fighting regular old Cap. And still got a handful. Thor's still handling Goliath, okay. Until he ain't. Stuff is caving in. The Masters of Evil have done a number on Avengers Mansion and the Avengers. But it looks like the tables are turning for them. Literally. She's zigzag, zag, zag, zag across his dome piece. And then he crack, 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 crack across his dome piece. And Thor is letting him know, bruh, you was about to break off more than you can chew. And hit him on the side. That's another to the grill. And they knocking the Wrecker into Goliath. And Goliath falls on the Wrecker. Yay, here comes the U.S. Army, Airborne Rangers. And Captain America's like, nah, keep y'all butts out of here. The mansion might cave in. And she's like, bump that. I surrender. And she's laying there with her broke neck. You ain't going nowhere. Zemo's still trying to take control. Druid's still trying to take control. Zemo's still trying to take control. And that's usually what happens when you do that sort of thing. He don't care. Talking about mein Gott, he's dead. Uh-oh. Druid? Who are you? He's like, I ain't no Avenger, but I owe the Avengers a favor. And here comes Captain Marvel. Just in time. Uh-oh. Lasers? On someone who could turn into any form of the electromagnetic spectrum? Ha ha ha. That's a hologram. Give me that. And now I'm going to use Captain America's shield. You can't get past this. Captain America's like, bruh, get my shield. She's like, what are you doing here? They already didn't like each other from the get-go, huh? And Cap is like, this between me and Zemo. Zemo got his shield. Zemo gonna try to fight him. But unfortunately, Zemo is not the martial arts master that his father was. And it's painfully evident. He keeps missing. And Cap keeps clocking and clocking. And he's trying to break him. It's all torture and mind games. And he's letting him know, I can play mind games too, Zemo. But I'd rather punch you in your face. And there he is at the precipice of falling off the roof. Throws the shield. You have no experience doing that. What did you think was going to happen? He's like, you're going to murder me like you murdered my father, which he did. But Captain America rebuts with, I never killed your father, Zemo. He died in a rock slide triggered by his own weaponry when he tried to kill me. Even his own death was his own fault. We might have to go back and look at that other video. I am like 99.999% sure Captain America purposely planned all that. And of course, Zemo does the dumb thing and lunges. And Cap pushes him back. And there you go. And Cap like, that'll do it. But he's not dead. And there go those guys to jail. And Thor's making sure they go to jail. And this part right here, Cap played a really good role and pretended like Zemo didn't break him. But Zemo did. How did he break him? He tore up a picture of his mama. And he didn't have a lot of pictures of his mama. And we know that Cap's past is very precious to him because he missed it, being in suspended animation. And so the things that he knew from the past and all that, it would hurt if somebody just took it and purposely destroyed it. So Zemo, in a way, won because he got Cap crying. I guess that's a psychological win for the masters of evil. You got to break someone with strong will like Captain America. So by far, more than any iteration Of the Masters of Evil, this one was the most effective in terms of accomplishing things, in terms of inflicting damage, inflicting injury both psychological and physical, and having superior numbers, and at least being able to take advantage of having superior numbers for a little while. But by far, the most epic version of the Masters of Evil. I do not believe there has been a version of Masters of Evil before or after that rivals this iteration of the Masters of Evil. That's it for now, but I'll be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.